our mouse up here in the corner and hover it, do you see it just changed to a whole stage protocol on the left-hand side of the screen?
Right.
So if I go HXYZ, which means home the stage. So before we start, I always like homing the stage, so this way it gets a good reference of where everything is at. And if you notice, there's 3 sample circles here. Each one of those sample circles represent a sample circle in the main stub, right? 1, 2, 3 stubs, and then you have 1, 2, 3 holders where you could have put everything, right? So after the stage homes itself, it puts a little green box. See a little green box? That's where the beam would currently be if we turned it on.
Now, last time when we first, the closest here is this one.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
We'll have to.
I think it's opposite.
Yeah. I'll let you know. I mean, we have 2 different samples in, they're both at the extreme end, so I'll let you know in a second. It's real easy to know because right now this is where the beam would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after I home the stage, which I recommend you guys do every time you turn the microscope on, home the stage. The next thing you would do is just go center.
Right.
And it's going to center, if you watch this green arrow,
yeah.
it's going to center to the center sample, right?
Yep.
So then if I tell it to go to here, right, to go to that first sample, we'll see which way, is it going to move out or is it going to move in, right? So,
Now, question: how can
so it
that?
moved out. So
How
that
can-
means this sample right here is that guy.
Which sample?
This sample right here
Okay, the one
is that
closest
guy.
here.
That's right, yeah.
Closest to the
Which
door
makes sense. The closest to the
is
door
the left.
is the left. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Right, and then if I double click here, it'll run to that sample. Right, so it's really intuitive, but again, after you turn it on, after you insert whatever you're going to insert, hold the stage and center it. This way it gets all its coordinates. See, it has numbers up here, so this way it knows where everything is at, right? Because if it doesn't have a reference and later on you start ripping around with the stage, you may lose a reference. Now, if it was on, right, if you left the microscope on, no harm, no foul.
Right.
It's always going to remember the reference. But if you decide to shut this thing off every night, well, in the morning, make sure you home the stage.
Yep.
Right? Home the stage, center the stage.
Now, how can it center it when it's not in?
It's got references that are programmed in the EEPROM where the stage position is. Okay, so that it knows where the home base is.